And I'm Billiam, and we are the Digi-Dudes! Alright, guys. So, you can see I have all my custom stuff out again, because we are going to be doing another how-to custom video. After our last one, posted, I had a few questions. So, I figured the best way to do it is to just make another episode focusing on just those questions I had in particular. Well, before we do that though, let's get to the squad update. And currently the only thing I was running at the time is my Wingardium's Pendulum, and sadly my Pinocchiomon passed. We had a good run with them. I had him for a long time, and as we all know, he is one of my favorite Digimon. But I do have some exciting, fun news, as you guys saw there on Instagram if you follow us. If you don't, I highly recommend it. We are constantly posting there. Lots of fun Digimon stuff. I've got a new tattoo. I am super excited. I had my first session, and then now I will be going back later this month to have it finished. I love my tattoo. I am super stoked with how the tattoo turned out. I love it so far. It's got my favorite device here, the pendulum, with my partner Digimon popping out of it. I just think it is so awesome, and I am so excited to have it finished later this month. This is actually a birthday present from my awesome family, Mommy, Devi Dude, and Bata Baby. And my second session is actually going to be the day before my birthday. So I'll actually have it done right before my birthday. And that is so cool, because I have the coolest family.
I am Digimon.
Okay, so let's get back into the episode then. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because the most common question I actually had was, how do I basically panel line? How do I get the paint in between the cracks on the devices here on the shells when I paint them? And with our last video, all I did was show you guys quick mods, how to swap out buttons, cages, and how to actually take it apart. So on this one, I'm going to take some of the devices actually I have broken down and show you guys how I paint them and how I get paint in between the lines here.
Cool buttons.
I do have a collection of some cool buttons here. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to do two devices showing you two different things. One is that I'm going to take this blue shell that I have, and I'm going to just show you basically how to just line it. How to get the paint in between the cracks there and leave it blue. And for that one, I picked out this nice shiny metallic black. And then what I'm also going to do is that I have this other device over here that I was working on, and I just don't really like the colors and how this is turning out on it. So what I'm going to go and do is that Devi Dude wants me to use the same black and go over with black here. So to sum up, basically what I do is that I take a spray can, a spray paint, and I spray paint over the whole device, and then I use a paint thinner, and then I rub off all the high points on it, leaving the black, for instance, in this circumstance, in between the cracks, is what I do. So then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys another technique, which was with layering. So I'm going to paint over with this black here that Devi Dude also wants me to use for this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the whole thing black. And as you can see here, it's got gold on it. It's got purple on it that I had painted it. And a little bit of red. And I was just going with experimenting with different amounts of color and a different type of technique. And I'm just not liking it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys with the same technique I'm going to use for the blue, how to basically pull paint in layers and create a neat layering effect that I've done before in the past with this. So if you guys like this and want to see more of stuff like this, please gigablast that like button.
And click the subscribe button.
If you guys want more of these types of videos from us. And then I'll be back in a minute with you guys outside and... Alrighty. So now we are outside in my backyard here. Digi-Dudes not here for this part because it is a bit chilly out for him right now. So I threw on a long sleeve shirt and covered up the tattoo there to make sure I don't get any spray off in it, because there's going to be spray off with this, which if you guys don't know what spray off is, it's just extra paint that sprays off in the air. Here. So this is my setup I like to use. This is just a quick little homemade one. Here it's just a foam block, some little like sticks here, and some alligator clamps I glued onto it. It's just simple, easy, everything you can pick up at the hardware store to make your own setup, and then you just stick them in. It makes it really convenient and easy for holding all this stuff and for just maneuvering around with the can. I normally wear, like I said, rubber gloves to make sure I don't get any spray off on my hands, but I am currently out of them. So I'm just not going to do that this time around. And you guys might have saw in the earlier part of the video here, that one's a little stuck, that I have a piece of painter's tape over top of the battery spot. You don't have to do this. This is something I like to do because I like to re-tab my devices. And if you don't do this, there'll be paint buildup in there, and the little pieces of paper, the tabs there, they just don't slide in as well. So it's just something I personally like to do. You don't have to. There. And then with that, let's just get right into it. Here, make sure your can is shaken up super well before you go with any paint, to make sure you get a nice, even, and consistent flow from it. Alright, so let's get started. So you want to keep it about yay part there, because you want a nice even coat across the whole thing, even though we're going to be erasing a lot of it. But this works also if you're going to do it just to paint it yourself anyway, and just to repaint over it. And then make sure you don't have to do the sides if you're just trying to get the inner part of the recess there. I personally am not going to on the blue ones there, but on this one I'm going to, because this one is going to be entirely painted. And make sure you get the sides. Again. There. These clear shells, I'll admit, they don't take the paint really well. You have to do more layers with the clear shells than the solid colored shells. And with that, I'm going to get to painting, and then I will see you guys in just a minute when we're all done with the painting. Hey guys, so we are back now, back inside, and...
Day 10?
No, it's the same day, you goofball. I know, normally when we say we're back, it's because we're doing a Digi-Diary. But nope, we're just later after we had painted, after I had painted here, and we let it dry. So, now that we got it painted, it's dried, because you got to let it dry before you can do this. We are now going to start removing some of the paint and having the inlays and then the layering effect with the other one. So, like I said, you're going to need a paint thinner. I like to use airbrush cleaner. It just works really well. I will say this, I had left this step out. Not really a step, but a little pro tip for you. There. The better the paint you use, the harder this is going to be to do. Oops. And it's going to take more work to get off. So, For instance, a few times, a few mods I've done there, and a few customs, I mean, I've used some really good high quality paints,
Daddy?
which are like paint and primers in one. And they're really difficult to get off, and took a lot of work. But again, they look nicer, most of them, and it just does a nice job overall if you're just trying to get a whole top coat layer on them.
Daddy?
Yeah, what?
But that vice is painted black. It doesn't really look like it's dried.
Yep, it's a very glossy black because Daddy used this really cool. Let's actually flip this light on since we got this fancy light here. There we go. I used this really nice glossy metallic black. There you can see it kind of shines and sparkles. It's a little overkill for what I needed for this one, but I had it out already because it's what Digi-Dude picked for this one, which is as you guys saw, it had a bunch of paints and a bunch of crazy layers on it. So we'll start with this one. We'll pop it off.
And then combine it with that one. And then it'll be two devices as one.
No. So like I said, you're going to need your paint thinner. I like to use airbrush cleaner. It just works well for me. And honestly, just for doing the relief stuff, just a paper towel is fine. I've used other things like I have a super point, like a super fine point Q-tip. You can pick them up at any place that has modeling and hobby for the most part. Hobby stops and modeling kits. There's different craft stores and things that also carry them for modeling. They're just a really dense Q-tip basically with a nice point to get in between places. And you could also just use a regular Q-tip. Anything that will hold the paint thinner.
Daddy?
Yeah.
Are you trying to cover the whole place with paper towels?
No, I'm not going to cover the whole place in paper towels.
To pretend like the floors are on webs?
So, just gonna, I use a little mat just so we don't ruin our stickers and stuff.
Definitely don't ruin the big or dumb one or the lady dumb one.
Do it at the top of the mat.
Because those are some of my favorite Digimon, Daddy.
And then all you're gonna do is just rub it off. Again, high quality paints are much harder to work with. But as you can see here, we're already starting to come off. This is a pretty good paint. It's a paint and primer in one that I used. Basically, I love the color. This is why I bought it.
But why you're taking off the color? Because you like it so much.
Because Daddy wants to reveal all the other colors we put underneath it.
So there's still like some black?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And now, as we can see, we're starting to see those purples that were under there and that gold. And it gives it a really cool layering effect.
And it will get really cool and then you'll end up selling it.
Daddy actually might put this one up. I've been doing custom devices lately, and I've been selling them through my Instagram. So I don't really promote it on the channel.
For me?
I absolutely can do a custom paint job for you. We are going to do a custom Digimon for you, right?
Yep.
Which is going to be a fun one, and we'll definitely have that one on the channel, Daddy doing the custom Digimon one.
Daddy?
But as you guys can see here,
Over it.
the more effort you put in, the more you'll have revealed. But
that is now Nightmare Soldier.
It does look pretty Nightmare Soldiery, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to put that one off to the side for now. I'm going to grab this one.
That looks yucky.
Here, this one I didn't really paint anything else but the front, because all I want is just the recess parts there, and there's just none on the sides. So they did get some paint on them from the overspray, and I kind of forgot, and I did these two sides here when I was doing, because the force of habit of just painting the entire thing. So I am gonna have to do a little extra work and clean up those. But like I said, it's not necessary. Yeah, I did 2 devices. I'm gonna have 2 done at the same time. It's not necessary to do the sides if you're going to be doing.
Check out that real quick.
No, we gotta let the paint thinner dry off of it. It's basically just alcohol, and we gotta let that dry before we
like
can.
A whole day.
Not a whole day before you can handle it. But really, once you get it going and you get that paint thinner in it, it goes a lot faster. There, as we saw in the beginning.
Are you breaking something?
It's the paper towel coming apart, is what it is.
I thought you were breaking something.
Let's get a little more on there. Oops.
I would really like a purple and blue and golden one and like paint golden Frieza.
Like Golden Frieza?
Yeah, and put like golden Frieza and make the device golden.
I personally like it with a little more of the paint on the device there. Like you can see some over here and some there still. But as you can see, it fills in the recess nicely. And because you're really only rubbing off the top layer is what it is. So a lot of times when I do them, I leave a little bit of the paint on it just because I like the way it looks. But again, the more effort you put in, the more of the paint you're going to be taking off and just leaving the recessed parts finished. There. And you guys get the idea from there. So
that has more like purple, but still not my surgery.
Well, this one's blue, buddy.
Oh,
just go through and do the entire device. I'm not going to do that right now
buttons and a light blue
because it
one of
is
them
quite late for Digi-Dudes right now.
variants.
So I'm going to, from here, finish this tonight and do a little time lapse. And next time we get back to you guys, it will be all done. And we're going to have them all finished and put back together.
See you again later.
See you guys later. All right, guys. We have now finished one of the devices. I finished the blue one here with the black, was it inlay here?
And it's really smooth.
Yes. Painting it definitely changes up the texture and gives it a lot smoother here, especially with the clear coat. I use a Mr. Hobby Mr. Clear coat. There is what I like to use because that's the glossy one, but Mr. Hobby in general, the ones I like to use because they're very good for the clear coat. Yep, and I purposely left it black in here because I thought that looked cool. I would have done black buttons with a black cage if I had them, but I don't have any right now. I've been having a hard time finding the Wave 3s with the black buttons and the black cages. I know I can always go and buy them online, but where we live, we can find, we're lucky enough to be able to find these devices in different comic book stores, card shops, and other big name stores also that have them. So I'd rather shop local. I've always advocated shopping at your local stores because then that gives the incentives for them to keep on stocking them and to keep on buying more product for you. I didn't get around to finishing this one.
It looks so good.
Well, thank you. Just because I ran out of my paint thinner. Doing this process is a little wasteful, I will admit, because of how much I spray on it and then take off and then using that much of it, but I really like the effect it gives it. I think it looks really cool doing it this way. This is just how I do it and how I like and the way I like it look. I like the way it looks, but it is very time consuming doing this way. Between the painting, multiple layers on them, and then as we saw this one had 4 different coats of paint layered on it. That means I gotta let them dry. Not just coats of layer, but 4 different types of paint layered on it. So that means 1 coat, then letting it dry. Another coat, letting it dry. Another coat, switching colors, going back and forth. Yup. This one had 3 coats on it, and then I took a lot of it off in order to get it. But that's just what I like for the personal effects that it gives. This is just, like I said, what I like to do and what people have asked me how I do it.
They're like evolving.
Yeah, it kind of like evolves into something new.
Yeah.
So that's just to sum up how I do it and the effect and just the way I like to do it. There's many different ways to do it. I've seen people hand paint them in and then just kind of going up and touching up and scraping off the any excess paint they have on the outside. I've seen people use panel lining markers for it.
We got register.
We do have a register in our little comic shop here. But this works well for me, and the paints seem to be working well together, because sometimes you can have problems with paints bleeding and running with them not meshing well. So that's just that. But right when I got home today from being out, I got a bunch of stuff in the mail. So I figured it'd be fun to open it here since we're going to record anyway. So Digi-Dude, will you please pass me my box cutter?
Box cutter?
Yep, right down the register. Be very careful. It is very sharp.
Wow, I'm so surprised it did not cut.
Well, it's because the blade's tucked in.
Oh, the blade's tucked in.
So we will start here with the first thing I got in the mail. Because I got a few things, and then Digi-Dude got something in the mail.
What? That's not me! Because I'm younger!
Nope, we started with me. Because I've been waiting longer. And I got my baby Digimons here. I ordered a playset of them. And it looks like I got all 4 for my deck. Now the next thing, oops, just throw all that off the side here. We got in the mail here is my Pinocchio-mons for my deck. And these happen to be one of my favorite Digimon, so I couldn't resist. I got 2 copies of Pinocchio-mon. Is this one also taped? Yeah, they're all taped down. I'm not going to worry about that right now. So now I'm waiting on... I know I'm waiting on another card to come in. What else am I waiting on, Digi-Dude?
I don't know. I don't always look at the stuff you buy.
I'm waiting on, I think, one more card. Oh! The Taigas for my deck. I'm waiting on my playset of Taigas to come in for my deck. And then I need flower cannons, and my deck will be done, and then I'll do a deck profile on my deck there, which I'm very excited about. Now, this one is super cool.
We had Baby Digimon.
I only had 1 copy of it, and I needed 4 copies for my deck, so it was cheaper and easier to buy just 4 more copies and have 1 extra. You want it? You want the card?
What card?
Baby Digimon. You could have it. I got an extra one.
Oh, I kinda do.
Okay. One will be for you then. And then this one was super cool because this one was for Digi-Dude.
I am Digi-Dude.
So what do we got here? Whoa! That's super cool!
Yeah.
So this is actually a special one from Alex, the 9th Digidestined for Digi-Dude.
That is so cute.
Let's see what we got here.
We got some cards.
Whoa! Who'd you get?
I got Digimon Naruto.
And then there's another copy of the other Devimon. Alright, let's check these out. These are so amazing. Thank you so much, bro, for sending these.
This is so cool! Daddy, I'm gonna put this in my made-up deck for the made-up version of this card game, Daddy, okay?
Yeah, for your deck?
For my made-up one.
He's made up his own way to play this game, which we play sometimes for fun. Do you want me to read the card to you?
Yeah, but also I want this one too, actually, because I want a whole bunch of demons.
You're going to need more Devimons for your deck. All right. To the Digi-Dudes. As soon as I pulled these, I knew you had to have them. Your passion and enthusiasm are a constant inspiration to me. Keep rocking, dudes. Alex, the 9th Digi-Destin. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That is so awesome. We appreciate that very much, don't we?
Yes.
Obviously, he's crazy excited. And now, with that, I think we should start up a Digimon. We don't have any Digimon going right now, so who do you want to start up? Who do you think we should can?
To start up your Wingardiums and go for a Pinocchiomon.
Think we should start with the Wingardians again and Daddy get another Pinocchiomon?
Because you're a Pinocchiomon.
I agree. I think that's super awesome, and I think we should too. And I'm actually going to be starting up the Pendulum Z with that too, because I want to get Armageddon. I haven't got him yet. He's one of my favorite Digimon, and I think he's super cool.
Digimon.
Yeah. So I think with that, it's going to sum us up and tie us up for today. You're gonna go play with your cards. I know that. Yes. I'm gonna start up some Digimon. And you guys have a Digitastic day.
Have a Digitastic day. And Damon and Damon, tell them a peace out. Peace out. Peace out.